Inside this box is a one-of-a-kind piece of 1980s toy history.
That's gnarly.
How we doing?
Good, how are you? Hey, Anthony.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you got a store that sell these in, or
No.
just have a, okay.
No, I collect toys, deal in toys, toy hunt, all that stuff.
I didn't know. I'd met somebody the other day. I had,
Wow.
and had one sold somebody, and they said they had a storefront, and I guess I was thinking of that guy when I
Oh,
said
really?
that. I had, what did I have? Had some old Pez dispensers.
Oh, that's cool, like with
And,
the no feet and stuff.
Yeah, these, I played the things. I got them out the other day. They were in a box.
Uh-huh.
And I had a buddy that told me, he said, hell, if I know you had these back when we was kids, he said, I'd have come over and played with them more. I said, well,
That's
hell,
funny.
you can come over now before I sell them and play with them. And
So these were yours as a kid
yeah,
then?
these were mine.
Cool.
I did have to test them out.
It's crazy you kept all the accessories like that too.
Yeah, the arm now, his arms, they go back in there.
Yeah.
But they probably, I'll let you do that.
Yeah.
But, fists still shoot. All the bullets still come out of the one's hands.
Yeah, that's the hard part, that fist right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking online. Looked like a lot of them didn't have the, like I say, didn't have the accessories that came with them.
Yeah, those are the hard part for sure.
And was kind of found a price guide. Talked about them being $150 to $300 a piece, and I thought, you know what, I'll just start on the lower end just to let somebody else enjoy them or sell them or whatever they want to do with them instead of trying to individually get the top dollar for them.
Perfect for me. I like it. Saw that deal. Couldn't believe that no one else had jumped on it yet.
Well, after you were the first one, I had, and I think you replied within 2 minutes after I posted
Oh, really?
them. I had 14 other people.
Wow.
Within the first hour. Here are some of the stickers that I saved. I never threw anything away. I tried to save everything because I thought, you know what, I'll glue them back on there, and I never did. Has that star shooter.
Oh, yeah,
that's
little
broke
piece.
off of that, but I don't know if a guy could 3D print that. Make that work or not. The bullets,
Right on.
The ships still shoot out, or the birds still shoot
Cool.
out of the one's chest.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll be cool to put those back together. I like that. Awesome. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Alrighty, that's it.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
You got a bunch of other old toys?
Oh, yeah. Just a whole office full of them.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
I was probably 6 or 7 when I got those.
Yeah.
And of course played with them, and I never was rough on any of the toys. Everybody else said, I can't believe they're not tore up. And I said, well, I played with them, but I took care of them.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I mean, I have seen those things rough, and those are pretty good, honestly.
And some of what people are asking for them, missing the arms and missing legs and stuff, and I'm like, God, who's going to give that for them? And,
I mean, they're going to sit for a long time. But
yeah.
You did it right, I think.
Yeah, so hopefully you enjoy them and add
Absolutely.
to your collection. And I'm going through some different totes, so I may have some other stuff advertised on there from the same time period. I had a bunch of Star Wars.
Okay.
Just got rid of those last week, but I think I've still got like the X-Wing fighter, Millennium Falcon, all that kind of stuff. The accessories that went with the figures. I got rid of the figures last week, and I had one of the blue snaggletooths.
Ooh, that's a good one.
The rare one.
Yeah.
The misprint. So yeah, who knows what else I may find. I've just decided my son's not into any of this stuff, and so I thought, hell, might as well get rid of it and get some money to go on vacation or something versus sitting in an attic or a basement. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, have a good day.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So as you saw, I just had a pretty sick little marketplace pickup. Nothing unusual there other than the fact that the guy actually responded and the deal got done, but it was just that. I responded to an ad and I was the first one, so we did a deal. I'll give you a closer look at that stuff here in just a second. You may have also noticed in my trunk was a box. Inside this box is a one-of-a-kind piece of 1980s toy history. Actually, 3 one-of-a-kind pieces of 1980s toy history. And we're going to open this together here in just a minute. Real quick, I want to say I've gotten a lot of nice comments about the new logos and graphics that you see throughout the channel. So quickly, I want to give my friend Mark a shout out. Mark's done my logo work for a couple years now, and I think he does a fantastic job. He actually owns a t-shirt design company called Dead Good Tees, which I will link in the description below. I do not get any sort of kickback, I just really like his work. This is actually a design straight off his website, so you can kind of get a little bit of an idea about what you might find on there. Really cool horror and pop culture type stuff. You will notice that it's based out of the UK, but it's a print-on-demand business, so stuff ships quickly from the US as well. Just wanted to throw that out there. But real quick, let's take a look at these Shoguns. So as you can see, just a really nice lot of 1970s jumbo Shogun Warriors. Had to do a few things to them, like reapply some decals, but it was really awesome that he kept the decals in the first place. There are a couple problems, but on a personal level, these are probably some of the nicest I've come across. And for $150 a piece, I think that was a pretty amazing deal. You may have noticed that Dragoon's launcher had a broken clip, so I basically just took it off and installed a piece of Velcro and gave him a wrist strap instead. Works perfectly. It's not original, but it does work and it looks great. The next biggest problem is that Godzilla's tongue switch is busted off back here. It does still work though. You just have to kind of get your finger in there. I see that a lot on these. I'm just glad he had his fist and his tail and his legs and his arms. Other than the switch, this one might actually be nicer than mine. There are no cracks or anything in his toes. Mine does. Mine has little cracks throughout him. This one is pretty beautiful besides that tongue switch. Mazinga is missing some missiles, but the firing action on all of these work. There's a ton of accessories. I'm pretty sure that Dragoon is basically complete there. Raideen may be complete as well. I'm not sure how many birds he's supposed to come with, but as you can see, the stickers all reapplied pretty nicely. I would much rather have original stickers on these, even if they're a little bit beat up. I just think it kind of gives it some character, and it keeps it mostly original. I think my plan with these will probably be to sell Godzilla, since I already have one that I love, and that'll just kind of make these a little bit cheaper for me. As of right now, that's my plan, but an actual successful Facebook Marketplace deal that I think was pretty terrific. So back to the box. I want to give you a little bit of a backstory and let you know how I came to be in possession of such a wonderful thing. I'm probably going to get some details wrong. I'm not a historian. I'll do my best. Back in the 1980s, and I think even before, the greeting card company American Greetings had a toy division called Amtoy, and among other things, that toy company released a couple of my favorite toy lines, Madballs and My Pet Monster. I'm not sure how all the business stuff works, but there was basically a design firm called Those Creatures from Cleveland. They did all the design work, and then Amtoy released the actual products. So if you look at the tag on a My Pet Monster, you'll see Amtoy on one side and Those Creatures from Cleveland on the other. Likewise, on a Madballs product, you can see Amtoy right there and Those Creatures from Cleveland right there. So last week, I get a message from a fella with an antique business called Bearded Lady Vintage. I will also link him in the description below. He told me the story about how years ago he had the opportunity to go into the closing Amtoy warehouse or factory or whatever it was and rescue some pieces. There were certain things that he wasn't allowed to take, but he did take photos, like the original Madballs molds, which were pretty awesome. But thankfully, he was able to save quite a bit. Over the years, he's kind of gotten most of the pieces to the appropriate collectors, people that could really cherish them and take care of them. But he did hold on to 3 specific pieces. And as luck would have it, he was ready to move those on and wanted to see if I was interested. Now, when he first approached me, my jaw kind of dropped. I did not know if I could afford them. I didn't even really know how to value something like that, but he made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and a couple days later, the box showed up. As you can see, everything is still sealed. I'm not going to make you sit through the entire thing because that would just be a big waste of time, but there's the first cut for you. All right, I did have to break back in real quick. As part of the packing materials, he used an American Greetings box. I just thought that was very poetic and very appropriate. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
That's her! Monster!
That's right.
So these are even more beautiful than I thought they were just from the pictures. What we have here are 3 pre-production concept drawings of My Pet Monster
signed and dated by Vint Gonzer. Vint Gonzer was the lead designer for My Pet Monster, and as you can see here, copyright 1986, TCFC, Those Creatures from Cleveland. So these would have been ideas of what could have been when it came to My Pet Monster. You can definitely see the similarities in this one. He has 4 arms instead of 2, along with these weird lobster claws. He does have his handcuffs still. Has that kind of classic nose and yellow eyes. The horns are way more ram style on this one. You can see up in the corner where the sketch paper was kind of taped on and matted. It's just a little thin piece of paper with some very detailed marker work. Absolutely beautiful. I'm glad that I'm able to share something like this because I think that these kind of things need to be seen by people that can appreciate them. On this one, you can see the early stages of something that did actually come to fruition, the football player My Pet Monster. A lot different, but still the similarities, and you can definitely tell what it is. He has his broken handcuffs and that classic nose, the big old gnarly teeth. Again, this one is signed by Gonzer, TCFC 1985. And then this last one is quite a bit different than what ended up being produced. He has blue handcuffs and purple fur, kind of a more evil looking face, but you can definitely tell what it ended up becoming. Again, signed by Gonzer, 1985, the year before the official My Pet Monster was released. I was doing a little online sleuthing and found a picture of an actual pre-production prototype that was found probably in that same warehouse or that same factory, and it was a hand-sewn version of an early concept of My Pet Monster, and it was very, very reminiscent of this drawing here. Had very similar horns, very similar coloring. It didn't have the 4 arms, it just had 2, but you can tell that they were probably working off of this sketch. These are definitely beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of 1980s toy history. If you don't agree with me, that's okay. If you do, then we're on the same page for sure. I am absolutely honored to now be the caretaker of these.
That is all I got for you this time. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching the video, but until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. Love ya! Bye!